Hi everyone, good afternoon. We are just about to get started. Please take your seats. All of you, we hope all of you could hear us very well. We're glad to have a sizable audience today on the webinar, and we hope to keep this interesting for you and offer some valuable insights into continuous and agile deliveries. We will be starting the webinar any moment now with a 20-minute session on showcasing what is a continuous delivery, how we can integrate, what are the benefits with TestingWhiz. We would also be showing a quick demo and then having a last 5 minutes open for you guys to raise hands and ask questions. Please feel free to type in your questions. It's a listen-only webinar, so the more questions you can type in, we will go by each of them and try to answer everyone. A little bit about me. I work for TestingWhiz. I'm the general manager and take care of the sales and operations at TestingWhiz along with my team. I would also be walking you through. I would also be walking you through some demos and showing you how TestingWhiz works. So getting started, a little bit about us. TestingWhiz, as most of you know, we offer automated testing solutions and strategy to enterprises worldwide, and with our unique codeless and a keyword-driven automation solution, we allow enterprises to test web applications, mobile applications, API, and backend, offering them a complete quality quadrant on their application. Working with TestingWhiz, most of our clients are realizing their objectives into delivering the right products in the right time, improving the quality and reliability of their solutions and operations, delivering the applications to market faster, innovate the way they do things, and in all that process save some cost and time. As you can see on your right, TestingWhiz offers solutions not just for the front end and the UI testing, but also goes a bit deeper and allows you to also test and interact with your backend systems, including database. And then there are a host of other integrations that we would talk about today that allows you to manage your complete testing life cycle with much ease. We have been featured onto many of the publications and portals, and you can read all about that on our website. Getting started with the solutions that we offer are mainly around web test automation, mobile testing, testing web services and API, automating the complete regression testing exercise, as well as carrying out cross-browser and automated database testing. On today's agenda, we would be talking about how to implement UI and functional automation in Agile Deliveries, how to run parallel and distributed tests, how to test application responsiveness across multiple devices, multiple web browsers, and multiple environments. We would also be introducing some of the integration partners that we have, like BrowserStack and Sauce Labs, for running testing using Zero Infra, and how to create a CI and CD for your own teams. So most of you guys are already working in an Agile team, and the challenges that you face in delivering products with your Agile team is your inability to test and release new features within the predefined time. We understand that it's always a challenge to test the application readiness within the time provided, but it's also imperative that you ensure all the testing activities are carried out to be able to receive meet the market objectives and to be able to receive favorable feedback from your customers. Testing is problematic. There are hundreds of test cases, and even if you don't follow the process of writing your test cases, there are different variables against which you always have to test the application readiness. Also, we all know a big um, uh, buy-in for automation testing has been that the continuous ability to test continuous builds and the amount of drops your team puts out into um, into the uh, uh, into the limited timeline that you have, and test on each and every sprint, each and every version of the product. Lack of resources. We often work with customers who have multiple challenges where they have limited resources, also less people available to do automation or to work with automation, and um, achieve their achieve their requirements into limited time frame. Also, there are many of the things that you need to test and many of the requirements that you have, like testing of different pages and forms, verification of UI appearances across multiple devices, testing the responsiveness across multiple browsers and platforms, and validation of content and layout and placement of elements on your web pages. Now, TestingWhiz specifically is designed around this. We understand that this is a major challenge in the market, and with the implementation of CI and CD, we can certainly help you in bringing that time down. So why CI and CD? We understand that most of you are already aware about the concept, but we can talk about it in a while when I go to the slide that works with and shows a graphical representation of CI, how it works, etc. But with CI and CD, we can help you, or the organizations can achieve daily and weekly build testing, so you can practically be releasing your products on a day-to-day and a weekly based timeline. You can ensure your product delivery becomes robust. You can reduce the total cost of application ownership by implementing continuous testing and continuous application monitoring. You can also do early detection of defects. Sorry, that's a bit of a tongue twister there. But as they say, the earlier the defect gets detected, the faster it is to fix it and the lower the cost it has in fixing it. CI also helps you in delivering continuous and measurable reports, which go back and trace back to your requirements, your test cases, and your build versions, allowing you complete traceability into the process. So how TestingWhiz allows and works and helps you in delivering apps in continuous and agile cycles is we integrate with CI and CD tools for automated test execution. What that means is you can practically use CI and CD tools to kick off test cases and get the results back. We also take it a step further and integrate with the defect tracking systems, allowing you to push reports forward into a defect tracking system. So every time you come across a defect, your team spends about 10 minutes typing in a report where they attach the screenshot, write in all that information. TestingWhiz actually integrates that process in with a push of a button. You can send that information through. On an average, a tester or an analyst spends about 8 minutes typing in this report, and even if you say are able to automate the process and save 10 defects a week, you're looking at 80 minutes of your useful, productive time saved on to defect reporting. TestingWhiz has also the codeless approach. It allows you to cut down long hours of coding, so there's easy availability of ready-to-use test automation commands. You can automate your complex test cases right out of the box using the command builder. We call it test editor. There's also ability to maintain them very quickly. And then there is a record and playback, so you can record something and then edit it within the test editor easily. We also allow execution on distributed and cloud platforms, so you can use either a local grid or your local systems connected through your LAN and do execution, or you can also use third-party providers for test platforms and test environments like Sauce Labs and BrowserStack to run your executions. We allow you to basically cut down on the cycle and at the same time increase the scope of testing. So this explains how TestingWhiz works. So we work with the different types of user roles. So even if you are a developer, a product manager, a QA engineer, a release engineer, or an operations engineer, you can use TestingWhiz and integrate it with your build build automation. So as soon as a build is created, you can deploy it using Jenkins or Bamboo. We also integrate with Jira to allow you to track the status. There are ability to write unit tests, API tests, functional tests, and system level tests. TestingWhiz also has a behavior driven testing for BDD. You can specify your test cases with different priorities, based on the business importance. You can prioritize the test cases. There's analytics and automated reporting. We also integrate with APM and Selenium, so you can have throughout integration on your automation test case. What we focus on is zero-touch continuous deployment. So as soon as a build is submitted, you can kick off test cases and then run them against a local grid or a third-party solution provider and burn down reports using the reporting solution available within TestingWhiz. You can also push your reports onto filter down your reports using Jenkins or Atlassian Bamboo, and also integrate with third-party test management tools. So this is what exactly this trickled down the chart that we saw on the slide earlier and takes it to how exactly it works. So TestingWhiz can kick off test cases using either Jenkins or Bamboo. We will be doing a short demo on Jenkins today. You can kick off automated web UI tests, functional tests, cross-browser tests, incremental integration testing, regression, and even data validation exercise. TestingWhiz works on with different approaches, so you can either be using a black box testing philosophy, or you can be conducting acceptance testing on behalf of your users. You can test the web application on multiple browsers. You can also test the web server. TestingWhiz works right from the presentation layer, where it can allow you to test UI objects and UI components, how they interact, so your touch, swipe, etc., even on your mobile devices, to the business layer, where you can test an end-to-end workflow, business components, or business entities, and then boil down to your data layer, where you can test, actually query the database and see how everything is going into your database or into your backend systems, and then also fetch data back, seeing how it interacts with the system. You can also use third-party data sources, so there is easy availability for you to import your test data into TestingWhiz or use an existing database. We recommend a lot of our customers to use integrated databases for managing their test data, or using Excel sheet or CSVs. Further down, you can also test the web services, and on mobile devices, we support native and responsive websites, as well as native apps. You can test web services with validation, etc. We have a lot of customers in the telecom, banking, as well as customers who are testing integration scenarios between two systems, using this to test the API and make calls to the third-party integrations they have. Finally, there's an ability to run remote execution using a WizGrid, BrowserStack, or a Sauce Labs service. All these are, BrowserStack and Sauce Labs are a third-party solution provider, so we do understand they come with a cost, but the returns that they offer and the ability that it allows you to scale up your testing lifecycle makes it a worthwhile investment. it just talks about you can also integrate with your test management and defect tracking system, allowing you to maintain your test life cycle up to date, making sure all the data is managed through tools like TestLink, which is an open source system, to managing your defects into any of the third-party defect tracking system, and then running all this into a continuous collaboration with Atlassian, Bamboo, or Jenkins. Jenkins is definitely getting a lot of traction from a lot of users just because it's an open source and it offers a great amount of reports. We will also be covering a short demo on Jenkins, so to speak, to allow you to see how it all works. We will be moving to the demo now. Great, we hope you all can still see the screen. This is the TestingWhiz screen. You have people who are not familiar with the UI. As you can see on the left-hand side, you have the test project tree structure where you can have create different, basically organize your test cases into different folders, test suites, test cases. On the bottom, you have the ready-to-use test command. You can simply drag and drop to your test editor on your right, which is just right here. So for an example, you can simply drag and drop some test command and then select an object from the object repository. We do maintain a standard object repository, and as soon as your test case is created, you can start to run the reports. What we would be showing you now is we would be kicking off automated test cases using continuous integration on Jenkins, and then running some test cases on mobile server. We can get started now. So we have taken, we want to run it from Jenkins, right? So
no, this one would be running from here.
So let us just show you how the test cases, what have we automated here?
We are trying to achieve some UI and functional testing aspects to this script, and in the end would be demonstrating the Jenkins. We can kick off some basic test script from Jenkins which we have running in our system, and in the end we can give a small demo regarding the mobile web test automation.
Great stuff.
So currently it is for this test case, it is checking all the links are reachable or not. So this will be our first test case. In the second test case, it would be checking all the home page objects if they are present or not. So this accounts for your regression and smoke testing scenarios. And this also includes the image comparison which we have over here. In the report section, we can check the image comparison between the two images which we have kept in there.
So the test cases can actually run across variable browsers. You can see we are going to add some products into the shopping cart and then try.
So yes, this is a functional flow. At the end, it goes to the shopping cart and checks for the promo code validation, and after it has validated the promo code, then it logs out of this application.
Okay, so you can see we've saved $5 today on the bouquet, and we're just
Yes.
gonna try to um, in the test case.
Yes. So the last test script says about the mobile responsive design. So this test case we are going to run on the mobile device also. Just we need to change the parameter that it is a responsive design or not. So we have currently passed the parameter as no. That's why it is showing as it is running in the website. Yes. So the test case has run down, and we can see the reports. So this is the drill down report. So for in the first test case, we get all the elements which are links, and we one by one check all those links available on that particular web page. So the link, this was reachable, and similarly all those links. So currently it has 10 iterations, and it has checked all the 10 links. Second test case was home screen validations, and it was able to validate all the header and footer objects on the web page. This was functional test automation of checking all the cart values, and it was successfully validated the uh, promo code voucher validation.
Great stuff. So we're going to move to Jenkins and show you how you can kick off your test cases as soon as they are created. Most of you who are familiar with Jenkins know how the UI works, but basically what we are emphasizing on today's demo is to show you as soon as a build is submitted, how you can kick off the test cases. So the test case, your build is submitted here. It is showing everything is green to go, and I will compile the build now. You can also do pre-configured scheduling of the system. So as soon as a build is submitted or on a predefined time, you can start running the test cases, or you can have it based on how soon you or based on as soon as something new is submitted back into the system.
So this is how we can configure this Jenkins build. Let me just check if my Jenkins server is working perfectly. Okay, so we have to give this local server URL, wherein from where we can try and access TestingWhiz.
Okay, we're going to very quickly start the test cases again. There you go.
So it will go to contact us page, and it will try to fill out those that particular small form, and then exit the test case. So this is basically a small demo with Jenkins, how it works. And in TestingWhiz provides ability to see the reports through Jenkins only. So no need to, you don't need to go to TestingWhiz to see the reports. So this is our build which we run right now, and we can see the report from here.
Fantastic. There are also screenshots, so
you can see all those screenshots when you go there.
Great. So we'll just quickly move up to our mobile test case, and we're just going to turn on the responsive, and then
we can allow the browser to choose the Android.
Select the device.
So in order to get the screen on this PC, we use Droid at screen to project the screen of the mobile device we have connected to our system. So this is exactly the screen which it is performing the test right now. So basically this is an web application wherein it is going to contact us from and searching for the routes to this particular website. So this test case failed, and yes, we can see the reports and see the screenshot from here. It was able to unable to validate this text because maybe it got some late to the server response time was late, so that's why it was not able to verify.
Okay, we'll very quickly jump down to execution using uh, browser stack and so TestingWhiz allows you to basically configure a third-party service like browser stack,
So
and
yes,
you can run execution out of the box. We will just run a small test case to
we can add a profile. We have a profile, and we can specify a browser, an OS where we can execute our test case. And
so it allows you to select different browsers, different options, and different versions of the browsers to test against, and all those profiles are accessible out of the TestingWhiz integration that you have on the system.
so yes, we can run down this test case in
Using browser stack.
So this is a totally headless, which executes this test case would execute in the cloud environment. That's why it has not a UI on our server.
Okay, but it does test everything.
Yes, exactly. If there is any failure, we can also get a screenshot from the cloud. As you see, it is performing step-by-step things over cloud. If anything fails, it will give us the screenshot.
Fantastic. Okay, guys, we can quickly stop for the Q&A in the essence of time. There are some success stories. We would be updating the slides onto our website. Basically these talk about how we helped telecom solutions provider in cutting down their testing cycle from 915 test cases in less than 48 hours. We've implemented continuous integration, allowing them to optimize the testing of the portal and the systems. We've also worked with a high-end fashion retailer that uses Oracle ATG web commerce and allow them to accelerate automation on different browsers and operating systems. Oracle ATG is a top-of-the-line application for building stores and e-commerce storefronts for a lot of companies, and it has a sizable fan following in the market. You can also use, there's also a customer case study that talks about how we've automated Salesforce application using the solution and what benefits we have delivered to the customer. We can quickly stop for a Q&A, and we're already over the time, but we'll still be happy to take a few of your questions for the next couple of minutes. You can raise your hands to ask a question, and we will type in. There's a question from on CI and CD. I think it's a standard question that talks about what is CI and CD. There's one more. Yes, TestingWhiz. So the question is from Mr. Vikram Kulkarni that talks about, does TestingWhiz support Silverlight intelligent control? Yes, it does support applications that use these and Silverlight. Another question comes in, does the tool integrate with TFS Visual Studio? So we do have a standard API. We haven't implemented, or we are not in knowledge if some customers have implemented TFS integration, but we can look into it using the standard API. The other question comes for, is it possible to test Windows app using TestingWhiz? We do not support Windows app at the moment, but it's something that we are building very soon, and we will be releasing the updates onto our website. Someone has asked for, does this tool support Flex? No, it does not support Flex. At the moment, we are looking into it, and we'll come back if it supports Flex. There are some more questions. I think in the essence of time, we will come back to you. You can also shoot an email on info@testingwiz, and someone will be back to you. We apologize for the questions that we cannot take up, and we thank you all once again for joining today's demo. So for all of the people that we have not been able to answer, we will send you, we will note down your questions and send you out an email. Thank you, and we wish you a great week ahead. Bye.